Hello, I'm Boaster, professional Valorant player for FNATIC, and today the Esports World Cup has invited me to answer all of your Valorant questions, starting with the first one.
Is it ever okay to spray at an enemy, or should I always burst fire?
Nowadays, the meta is to burst fire. You know, it's all about movement, Valorant, and so spraying in some situations is very good, but I think generally, burst firing and moving and making yourself a hard kill is a lot better.
I always struggle with economy. Is there any tips to help me not be broke every round?
Well, if you're struggling with your economy, then try not to buy a bandit or a sheriff every round, because otherwise you're not going to be able to snowball your economy or the enemies. So there are some rounds where you have to just bite the bullet and get good with the classic and try your best.
Give me a plan for going from Iron to Radiant in 90 days.
Yeah, good luck is my best plan. But I think, like with any sort of progression system, is you got to maintain your emotions and stay positive. There's certain agents that I think are just very good in ranked. Very fast agents. I think Brimstone, Killjoy, having utility lineups is going to make you a lot better and win you so many rounds. The amount of times I've seen Brimstone Xeno in ranked win a round based off just having a Molotov is crazy. So I think fast-paced agents are the best, and then generally just going together and making sure that you're trading. It's actually the meta in pro play right now as well, the trading, so yeah.
What's your warm-up routine to get good aim?
On game days, it's always a work in progress, testing out different things. So generally, it's like breathing exercises for myself, and then just playing the game a little bit, I think seems to be my best thing. Music is also a really powerful tool that players use. There'll be certain songs that can get you into the zone. Other than that, I generally would use a Kovacs for aim training or deathmatch or just playing the game, and that's the best way to get better.
If you could give your old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Always manage your expectations. I think expectations are the killer of professional esports. If you're expecting a game to go a certain way or a team to play a certain style, you're often going to be surprised. And if you're expecting to win, that surprise could end up putting you on the back foot and then making you go into panic mode. So I'd say managing expectations.
Who is your favorite player in NA?
My favorite player in NA? Well, technically he's from NA, so I'm gonna say Crashies.
Who's the toughest opponent you've competed against?
It's never fun playing against Paper X, although I'd say I'm quite familiar with their style now. Old school Loud was a pain in the bum for FNATIC. It's generally like the hyper-aggressive teams that are most annoying to play, ones where it causes a lot of chaos. Those are the teams I don't like to play.
You've won a lot. What motivates you to keep playing competitively?
When you win, you have to kind of change your goal a little bit, because my goal beforehand was to keep going until you get the win. But then once you get the win, you have to kind of change it to like, okay, let's try and get another win. You either retire after that and be done with it, or you slowly fall off. But I'm the type of player that kind of remembers what it was like when I was 18, 19, 20 onwards, wanting to be a pro. And 18-year-old Boaster would like to be the best of all time. Will I be able to do it? Probably not. But I think I'm still up there with the big dogs, so I'm pretty happy about that.
If you could steal a secret power from a different pro, what would it be?
I think I'd like to steal from Forsaken, mainly because he's a complete different style to how I'd normally play. And I think I could use that to my advantage when calling and also when playing. That would be a good one.
What is something that all pro players can agree is off limits in a pro game?
I'd say typing in the chat. I don't think teams would do that very often. If anything, it kind of fuels you more to beat them. But I think only one time an enemy has typed in the chat to me, and all of us were like, what the hell?
Who's the easiest agent to rank up with?
I think Killjoy is quite a nice one. I'd say Brimstone is quite a nice one. Clove is very good for ranked, but I'd say Brimstone's a better version because it helps, his stim beacon speeds you up. You got the Molotov, you got a good ultimate, and you got 3 smokes, which for ranked, I'd say works pretty well.
If you had to ban one agent from the game, who would it be?
It would probably be Yoru or Neon. Sometimes they pull off really great plays, but a lot of the time I'd say they stop people from having great plays too. So I'm gonna go with a Neon or Yoru. Other than that, I think I'm pretty happy with the game.
How do you get out of a slump?
So a slump is all about mindset. There's something very important where if you keep telling your brain that you're not playing very well, or you would have hit that shot, then, all this kind of negative stuff. And this works with anything in life. If you're telling your brain and you're saying it out loud that you're in a slump, you're inevitably going to be in a slump. It might not be in the week's time, but you're only going to fixate on stuff that confirm that you're in the slump. So I think the best way to get out of a slump is to don't think you're in a slump. Think of it as a challenge to improve, because every day you're playing, you are improving. It's just in very micro elements, like very tiny details that you won't even notice, but after years of playing, you will see gains in the long term. But I think a lot of great things in life take a little bit of cooking.
What's the biggest mistake you've ever made in a game?
I've made many mistakes. The biggest mistake I can do is letting those mistakes decide my emotions for that game. And the biggest thing you can do is reset ASAP Rocky and go on to the next round. This is something that we weren't able to do in the last EWC when we were 2-0 up and we ended up going 2-1 to 2-2, and then we lost 3-2. We weren't able to reset our mindset, and you could say that is a mistake in itself. You have to learn from them, and it's only natural. It's like failure, you know, don't be scared of it, just learn from it.
How do I swing a game in our team's favour? Whenever we lose 3 rounds in a row, it feels hopeless.
If you're playing a game, you lose 3 rounds in a row, maybe it's time to switch up the style. Are you grouping right now? Are you going as 5? A wise person once asked a wise man, what do you do if nothing's working? And this wise man, aka Tarek, said, just go into ranked mode and everyone goes in their own separate directions. And that's been working pretty well for me so far since I've been using it for 2 weeks, so switch it up.
What separates a Radiant player from a pro player?
I think there are some Radiant players that could definitely go into pro play, but I think pro play is a whole different ball game to ranked. I think it's really nice finding players who know how to kill, and that can only be learned from playing a lot of ranked. But when it comes to pro play, that also involves a lot of teamwork, communication. Ranked are just going for kills and trying to win. In pro play, sometimes you actually have to give up a kill. You have to sit back and let the kill come to you. Don't go hunting for the kills.
What is the best utility in the game?
Best utility in the game, I'd say, is the movement abilities from Neon, Jet, Raze, Waylay. They really help you from getting out of chokes. It's like a rock, paper, scissors. Let's say that's the rock. The scissors is Molotovs. You know, being able to stop a choke fully is really nice because it means that only one type of agent class can get out through those Molotovs. And then I'd say the paper is like flashbangs or smokes, because those flashes will counter the agents that are able to dash in.
If you had to remove one gun from the game, what would it be?
Outlaw. I don't really like it. I think it's a stupid gun. Other than that, maybe the Odin, but I guess it has its own nicheness to it, so I'd say not the Odin. I'd say the Outlaw.
Who is your dream Valorant queue and why?
Crashies, Althea, Bakaj and Kayak. That'd be amazing.
What is your favourite esports event?
Masters Lock-In. The first ever one we won, and I remember it every day, like when I play, when I look back to winning.
Not including yourself, who is the best Valorant player in history?
To find out, watch this video where I brutally rank every Valorant player. Click it.